Today before me I have the Samsung Galaxy Book 15. Model is the NP750X GK series. It was first announced in December 2003 and it starts hitting the market, included in Canada, early 2014. So we're looking at, say, at least a solid 2 years old machine here, right? Particular specs on this one, it's 15-inch, 15.6-inch screen. It's got 16 gigs of RAM, and it's got a nice Intel Core 7 CPU, and the Core 7 is a 150U, so they're good for mobility and long battery life. Weighs in 1.55 kg, so that's just under 3.5 pounds, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and yes, this is an integrated graphics, right? So no discrete graphic. This machine is not for a gamer. It's a strong performance in the consumer market. So first impression here, one thing Samsung usually does well in making laptop is to make clean, modern looking laptops, and that follows like it's a pattern. The body on this, it's metal. The design is simple, professional, and at just around 3.5 pounds, 1.55 kg, it's pretty light for a 15.6-inch machine. This is one of the strong selling point right here to me. It is it's really premium looking, right? If you just kind of squint your eyes, you'll think you probably have a MacBook Pro or something here, right? You get a larger screen without stepping up on a bulky laptop. So it's still slimline Windows machine without going into much more of the expensive class. So that's pretty much what you're going to get with this kind of machine. But that's all looks. What about the performance? Now, let's really get into the performance on this machine. Like I said, this is an Intel 7. It's a 150U. So it sounds high end, but the important part is the U. What that means is that this is a power efficient processor, not a high performing like the H series chip, right? In real world terms, what that means is that this will be solid for stuff like Microsoft Office, lots of browsing tabs open at the same time, email for Zoom or team meetings, for streaming, even some light photo work, and general multitasking will be great on this machine. So where it's going to start to show its limit is if you are a serious video editor and you want to do, like heavy Photoshop work, 3D work, CAD, and definitely if you want to do gaming, uh, anything that needs strong and sustained performance, anything that requires like a dedicated GPU, you're probably gonna look elsewhere. So let's look at the actual physical attributes of this machine. So as I said, it's light. It's not a fingerprint magnet. I'm touching it all over. It's got a premium build to it, and it's pretty thin, right? It's got standoff at the bottom, so that's good for keeping it cool. So let's look at the ports starting from left to right. So first I have a USB-C, and this is for PD, that's for power delivery. Nice, it's got a full size RJ45. You can just plug right in there and get the highest speed you can get for your network connection. HDMI. It's got a USB 3 port and another USB-C port, which I've tested, and this is also good for charging. So that's a nice little touch there. It's pretty slimline, pretty clean. Switch around to the front. You know what? When I hold it at this angle, I'm actually seeing some, not really fingerprint, but just some smudges on it. So you're not gonna get away from that really, right? Maybe some dust residue sitting on it. So all in all, not a fingerprint magnet, I must say. I like the little indentation at the front. You can lift it. It's kind of something that reminds me of some of the Apple Zoom computers. Okay, so let's keep going on around here. So we've got the micro USB port. Always handy to have this here. You've got the regular jack for audio, and then you even have another USB 3 port. And finally, you've got your Kensington lock there. Switch right around to the back. Nothing. It's got the Samsung logo at top there. Let's see if you can do the one hand open with this. Let's see. Hey. You can. I'll give that a pass. Maybe 85%. Yeah. That's a nice look. It's got a nice look on it. That's a real professional premium look. Let's see if this can do like a 180. Nicely done. Can do 180 there. Screen is bright. From my check on this, is, it didn't give, couldn't find the specs if it's how high the brightness is, but I'm thinking this is probably around 300 nits, which means it's not going to be great for working in bright light like going outside, but looks here to be quite fine, and I'm in a pretty lit environment here. Keyboard, chiclet style keys, very flat. Again, give me the kind of vibes of one of the maybe a MacBook Pro, even maybe your M1. Almost kind of looks like that, except maybe thinner, right? It's got the Samsung logo at the front there. The chin is not too big, right at the bottom, not too big, and around the sides, both sides on the top, it's using looks like more than closer to 90% of the real estate of the screen there. So that's a nice look. Color RGB on this wasn't that high. That basically means it's not gonna represent the best reproduction. Say if you're doing photo editing and you want real color, then this is not it's not gonna be the screen for you, right? So again, nice screen. It's got the nice dedicated numpad on this side, so that's a nice touch there, and it doesn't feel crunch at all. And I've been typing a bit on this, and it feels pretty good. It's got a backlit keyboard, as you saw there coming on, and nice machine. This particular model, it's 1 terabyte, so 1 terabyte drive on this one, which is good. You know, the price of drive these days is really crazy. So physical attributes, again, processing decent, right? But I would say this will feel very quick for, like a normal day-to-day computing. It's built for that kind of efficient production. Battery life, this is about 15 hours, but of course that always depends on what are you doing. You're definitely not gonna get 15 hours of video playback. You're probably gonna, I would say this will take you through the day for most things that you're doing. Again, graphic performance, this is not a dedicated graphic card, so that means basically it's fine for videos, fine for office work, for web usage, and will be okay for light and casual gaming, right? But it's not gonna be good for playing modern AAA games. It's not gonna be ideal for serious content creation, and of course, it's not what you want to buy for GPU heavy work. So if somebody is buying this thinking it's going to be some kind of a hidden performance sim laptop, this is not really the story here. It's not gonna happen, right? So 1920 screen, so 1920 by 1080. So yes, it's a full HD IPS anti-glare screen, and it's I think this one is matte, but you can have it in matte or you can have it in the anti-glare finish. So aspect ratio 16 by 9 on this. That is great. It is fine for YouTube, for Netflix, and general use. But if you're thinking about for the productivity side of it, where screens are going with the 16 by 10, meaning it's higher, you can display more. You know, you have more vertical space for document and spreadsheet, and also for web browsing. That's kind of where screens are going a little higher. So based on how web pages are designed, yeah, the anti-glare portion of it is a plus. It will cut down reflection, and it will make it more practical for bright rooms. Like I said, we're here, I'm looking at it right now, pretty bright room, and that's not an issue. So again, what that's going to mean, it's going to be good for your office work, your school work, streaming, web, general everyday use. But that's probably not the main reason to buy it. If you, it's not going to be a main reason to buy this if you are doing editing professionally, or are you care a lot about your color reproduction. uh, you're going to want a premium multimedia display for that. Yeah, so good enough for normal users, practical because of its IPS and its anti-glare, but it's not a standout display. That much I'll tell you. So when I look at a laptop and I consider who's gonna use it, I always think of him. What can you get? Because as I started out by saying, this you're in the Samsung ecosystem. If that's what you want, you have a Samsung phone, there are benefits, uh, interconnectability between your phone and this, which will be faster and more seamless than, say, another manufacturer's phone, if you say have a Samsung phone. But if you don't really care about the ecosystem compatibility, you just want a machine that can do what this can do, then there are competitors within this same budget range. Well, this is a little bit above the budget computer, but however, within this mid range, there are competitors, and where you're gonna start looking at price and say, hey, maybe I can get this something similar for cheaper. You know, for example, you've got the Asus, got a Vivo Book 15, and Acer Aspire 15 also have a machine that they're around the 800 mark. So now, first off, let's go to Best Buy, and this is bestbuy.ca, and we're gonna look at what this book is going for right now. So here we have the Galaxy Book 15.6, and this is gray. It's the same Intel 7. This one's got 512, so not your 1 terabytes, but it's still got 16 gigabytes of RAM, so not far off from the machine we're looking at today. And this is still going for $1,100, right? So it's still right up there after 2 years. You know, you're still paying quite a bit for this machine. So same machine, Intel Core 7 15OU, and it's a 16 gigabytes of DDR4. That's what they say. This one again is the 15.6 LED, right? So 60 hertz refresh rate. So similar machine, Wi-Fi 6. So now I haven't seen that, and I'm providing this not only for you to get the specs on what this machine is, but for you to make an informed decision. You know, if you have $1,200 to spend, and you really want to just spend that, then okay, maybe you want to go ahead and get this machine. But if you want to, you want to work with a budget and say, hey, I don't care about the Samsung ecosystem. I want a good solid machine. I want to see what the comparisons are. I'm going to show you that right now. And this is not the full comparison list. I'm just grabbing two. The first one I grab here is actually the Lenovo, right? And this is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3X. So let's bring that up a little bit more and see what that has to offer. So this one currently on sale said you're gonna save 3,350. So before the sale, it's about the same price. Actually, maybe you would save about $100, right? But now with the sale, you are looking at 16 gig of 16 gig of RAM, same 512 machine, and you're getting a similar machine, right? Actually, honestly, to me, you're getting a better display without going and diving deep into the specs. And you've got the Snapdragon X processor, which is a little bit more friendly to modern AI types of computing. That's where we're going with this. So definitely, I would consider something like this before diving in, spending that money, right? The next one I want to look at quickly is the Acer, and this is your Acer. So this is an open box. However, before that, this would be 6 and 511, so right up there with this machine. But I'm trying to help you to save your money here. So open box Acer 15.5. You are getting again an AI trending machine. You're getting a nice screen on this, WXGA, so nice quality screen, 16 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte, right? And it comes with a 1-year warranty, so you're getting the full warranty. This is not from a manufacturer. This looks to me to be, yeah, this is directly from Best Buy themselves. Yeah, it's an open box, but it comes with full warranty. So again, you would be saving a good $500 there. You throw tax in there, you're walking away saving at least $600. Heck, you could get two of these. So my point here is that when you're looking at a machine and you want to purchase a machine, you want to think of how you want to use it, right? And this can do everything and anything the other machine can do. It's a Windows 11 machine. You'll be saving a lot of money. So again, don't be fooled in thinking you're getting the top series. Fine, if that 1200 was for the top series in Samsung Book, then I would say go for it. If you could get the Pro for this or the Ultra for the current price of 1200, then go for it. But who doesn't want to save their money these days? You could get how many tank of gas for 500 saving? You could get maybe 6 months, half a year of gas, depends on how much you travel. So again, nice machine overall. I would say this book. However, check out the comparatives. Check out what's out there. What is it that you want to do? Because you're not getting a gaming machine. You're not getting a video editing king on this machine. So I would say do your homework and see actually what's out there. right? So my total summation on this machine is that this machine is gonna be for students, office workers, remote workers, some small business, definitely home users. So people who want, say, a light premium looking 15-inch Windows laptop. So Samsung users who like to stay in that ecosystem. It is not suited, it's not a great fit for gamers, video editors, designers who care a lot about color accuracy. Uh, and also it's not for buyers who want the absolute best display for the money. It's not for power users who need a strong sustained performance. That's my overview of the Samsung Galaxy Book NP750XGK. Nice everyday machine, nice design, solid for work and school, but definitely one you want to judge carefully based on the price and then what kind of user are you. And that's it for today. Please remember to like, to share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great day now. Bye.